Not every country is remembered for its heroes. Some were made immortal by their monsters. 194 countries, 194 legends, 194 creatures that left an everlasting mark on the history of their people. From country to country, from legend to legend. Join me. Bangladesh. Mechho Bhoot. Bangladesh is a land shaped by water. Thousands of rivers, ponds, and flooded fields cover the landscape, and according to Bengali folklore, something hungry may be waiting beside them. It is known as the Mechho Bhoot, the fish-loving ghost. Stories claim it wanders near ponds, riverbanks, and village kitchens, drawn by the smell of freshly caught fish. It may steal from fishermen, follow travelers carrying their catch, or silently wait in the darkness until they surrender what they have. At first, the legend may sound almost humorous, but beside a lonely river at night, even the most harmless ghost can become terrifying, especially when it is hungry. Barbados. Heartman. For generations, children in Barbados were warned never to wander too far after dark, because somewhere on the island, the Heartman might be searching for them. Usually described as a tall figure dressed entirely in black, the Heartman was said to travel through the night in a black hearse. According to the darkest versions of the legend, he hunted disobedient children and removed their hearts, either because he possessed no heart of his own, or because he intended to offer them to the devil. Parents used his name to frighten children into returning home before nightfall. But every warning survives for a reason, and the Heartman remains one of Barbados's most disturbing legends. Belarus. Tsmok. The lakes and marshes of Belarus have always concealed more than anyone could see from the shore. According to folklore, some of them belonged to the Tsmok. A mysterious, dragon-like serpent, the Tsmok appears in stories as both a dangerous creature and a powerful supernatural spirit. Some tales connected with ancient battles between heroes and monstrous serpents, while others describe beings capable of bringing wealth, or disaster, to the humans who encountered them. In modern Belarus, the Tsmok has returned from near obscurity. Statues, festivals, and local traditions have transformed it into one of the country's most recognizable legendary creatures. Sometimes, legends do not disappear. They simply wait to be awakened. Belize. Tata Duende. Deep within the forests of Belize lives a creature that is both protector and threat. Its name is Tata Duende. Usually described as a small, elderly man wearing an enormous straw hat, Tata Duende is said to possess backward-facing feet and no thumbs. Some traditions describe him as the guardian of the forest and its animals, punishing hunters who take more than they need. Other stories portray him as a frightening figure who follows children, whistles from somewhere among the trees, and steals the thumbs of those unfortunate enough to encounter him. That is why Belizean folklore offers one unusual warning. If you hear whistling in the forest, hide your thumbs, and do not follow the sound. Benin. Aido-Hwedo. When the world was first created, it became too heavy to support itself. Something had to carry its weight. In the creation traditions of the Fon people of Benin, that being was Aido-Hwedo, the great rainbow serpent. According to legend, after the creator Mawu formed the mountains, forests, animals, and everything living upon the earth, Aido-Hwedo coiled its colossal body beneath the world and held it in place. It was not simply a monster. It was part of the foundation of creation itself, a symbol of movement, continuity, and the balance upon which all life depends. According to the legend, the world survives because Aido-Hwedo still carries it, even now. Bhutan. Druk. In Bhutan, thunder has never been only the sound of a storm. It is the voice of a dragon. Known as Druk, the thunder dragon stands at the very center of Bhutanese identity. The country's traditional name, Druk Yul, means the land of the thunder dragon, while its kings are known as Druk, the dragon kings. A white Druk also dominates Bhutan's national flag, clutching precious jewels that symbolize prosperity, wealth, and perfection. Its roaring mouth represents the power of the deities and the strength protecting the nation. Many countries remember dragons in their legends, but few have placed one at the heart of their national identity as completely as Bhutan. Bolivia, Jichi. Across the eastern lowlands of Bolivia, water has always meant survival. But according to ancient stories, the water does not belong to humanity alone. It is guarded by the Jichi. Often imagined as an enormous serpent-like creature, it is believed to dwell within rivers, lagoons, springs, and hidden reservoirs beneath the earth. The Jichi protects these waters as long as humans treat them with respect. But if people become wasteful, greedy, or careless, the creature may abandon its home. When it leaves, the water disappears with it. The fish vanish, animals flee, and the land begins to die. The legend carries a simple warning: when the guardian leaves, nothing remains. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Drekavac. In the forests of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the most terrifying creature was not always something people could see. Sometimes they only heard it screaming. Known as the Drekavac, takes its name from a word associated with shrieking or wailing. Its appearance changes from one story to another. Some describe it as the restless spirit of a child who died without baptism. Others remember a skeletal animal, a distorted human figure, or something that could not be clearly identified at all. But every version agrees upon its voice. A terrible cry echoing through forests, cemeteries, and isolated countryside. No one could agree on what the Drekavac looked like, and perhaps that was what made it so frightening. Botswana, Godumo-dumo. Long ago, an enormous creature appeared among the villages of southern Africa, and it was hungry enough to swallow the world. Known as Godumo-dumo, was a colossal, devouring monster remembered in Sotho-Tswana storytelling traditions. According to the legend, it swallowed people, livestock, and sometimes entire villages, growing larger with every living thing it consumed. For a time, no warrior could defeat it, but eventually, a fearless boy allowed himself to be swallowed, attacked the creature from inside its body, and cut open its enormous belly. The people and animals trapped within were finally released. Godumo-dumo seemed unstoppable until one person discovered that even the greatest monster can be destroyed from within. Brazil, Saci-Pererê. When a whirlwind appears without warning in the Brazilian countryside, some people know better than to walk toward it. Because Saci may be hiding inside. Saci-Pererê is one of the most famous figures in Brazilian folklore. Usually portrayed as a one-legged boy wearing a magical red cap and smoking a pipe, he travels inside spinning columns of wind and delights in creating chaos. He hides household objects, frightens animals, ruins food, tangles horses' manes, and plays endless tricks upon anyone unfortunate enough to attract his attention. Yet Saci is rarely presented as purely evil. He is something far more unpredictable, a spirit of mischief that cannot be controlled. And wherever a whirlwind rises, his next prank may already have begun. Brunei Darussalam, Orang Bunian. Somewhere beyond the villages of Brunei lies another civilization, one that most humans will never see. According to Bruneian and wider Malay folklore, the Orang Bunian are the hidden people, supernatural beings who resemble humans but remain invisible to ordinary eyes. They are said to inhabit deep forests, mountains, and remote places, living within communities complete with families, rulers, and traditions of their own. Some stories describe them as helpful and benevolent. Others tell of humans invited into their world, only to return and discover that many years have passed outside. The Orang Bunian are not ghosts. They are neighbors separated from humanity by a boundary almost no one can perceive. Bulgaria, Samodiva. High in Bulgaria's mountains, there are places where people were once warned never to walk after midnight, because that was when the Samodivi began to dance. Samodiva were beautiful but dangerous female spirits who lived within forests, caves, ancient trees, and hidden places near water. They appeared as eternally young women with long, loose hair and flowing white garments, sometimes riding deer with reins made from twisted snakes. They possessed knowledge of healing herbs and could save someone from an incurable illness. But they could just as easily blind, curse, or destroy anyone who harmed their animals or interrupted their nighttime rituals. Beauty did not make the Samodiva harmless. It merely encouraged people to step closer. Some legends were forgotten, others endured the centuries. Today, a few were told once more. The rest are still waiting.